This video is brought to you by Nebula. Today, Israel weighs attacking Lebanon, Sunak and Starmer clash in their first live TV debate, and Biden imposes a ban on illegal Mexico-US border crossings. From TLDR News, this is your daily briefing for Wednesday the 5th of June, 2024. Our top story today is that Israel has announced it's ready for very intense action along its northern border with Lebanon, and is nearing a decision on whether to attack. The Israeli government has also called up 50,000 additional reserve troops in preparation for a possible war with Hezbollah. Israel and Hezbollah have been trading cross-border fire on a near-daily basis since last October. Hezbollah, an ally of Hamas, has said it's been striking Israel in support of Palestinians in Gaza. Israeli strikes have killed around 300 members of Hezbollah and around 80 civilians, whilst attacks from Lebanon on Israel have killed 18 Israeli soldiers and 10 civilians. Recent weeks have seen escalations in the intensity of attacks. Whilst Israel has been dropping internationally banned munitions, so white phosphorus bombs, on civilian areas in South Lebanon, earlier this week Hezbollah strikes sparked days of bushfires in northern Israel. It took firefighters on Monday 20 hours to put out fires around the town of Kiryat Shmona, which have left many people hospitalized. The fires are fueling fresh demands that Israel take steps to end the escalating conflict with Hezbollah on its northern front. Israel's far-right ministers have demanded stronger military action in Lebanon. Far-right Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir visited firefighters in the nearby town of Kiryat Shmona and said that the government's response to Hezbollah's rockets should be war, adding there should be no peace in Lebanon while our land is being targeted. Israel's Army Chief of Staff also noted that Hezbollah have increased their attacks in recent days, and that Israel is prepared to move to an attack in the north. Hezbollah, on the other hand, has said that they do not want to widen the war, but that it would fight one if it was imposed on it. Furthermore, the White House has said that Washington does not support a full war with Hezbollah, but that Israel has the right to defend itself from Hezbollah attacks. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is now under fresh pressure to act against Lebanon, but he and Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar are already at the centre of delicate negotiations for a potential ceasefire in Gaza. Still, though, things aren't looking too good for negotiations. Hamas still hasn't responded to a ceasefire deal proposed last Friday, and as each day passes, it seems more and more likely that a peace deal could collapse. A breakdown of negotiations could only lead to further escalations, giving the IDF a green light to attack southern Lebanon, as Hezbollah has said that they will not stop strikes until the war in Gaza stops. There's more on the way, but remember to subscribe and ring the bell for more daily briefing tomorrow. Plus, if you want to support the channel like Dennis Gedik, then consider joining the new TLDR membership programme for just $1.99. On Tuesday night, the leaders of the UK's two main political parties went head-to-head in their first live TV debate. The Conservatives' Rishi Sunak and Labour's Sir Keir Starmer clashed over issues like the economy, education, healthcare and housing, in a 60-minute session that turned out to be angrier and more aggressive than many people expected. Today, though, one issue in particular has caught the media's attention. Attacking Labour's fiscal policy, Sunak repeatedly claimed that Labour would put up taxes by £2,000 if elected, stating that the figure was calculated based on independent analysis by civil servants. However, a letter written a day before the debate by the Treasury's top civil servant, James Bowler, said any costings derived from other sources or produced by other organisations should not be presented as having been produced by the civil service. I've reminded ministers and advisers that this should be the case. Essentially, this letter has cast doubt over Sunak's claims, which Starmer denounced as absolute garbage during the debate. Tax has subsequently become a major battleground issue, with both parties promising that they would not raise taxes if elected. Now, there's a lot more to say about the debate too, so if you're interested, go and check out the TLDR podcast episode we released earlier today for our full reaction. It's part of our Bite the Ballot series in the run-up to the UK's general election, so make sure you're subscribed to the TLDR podcast channel for more. Over to the US now, where President Joe Biden has imposed an asylum ban on migrants crossing the Mexico-US border illegally. The measure, which came into effect at midnight on Wednesday, means those caught crossing illegally can be deported. The only exceptions are for unaccompanied children, people facing medical or safety threats, and victims of trafficking. So when is the ban triggered? Well, it becomes active when the average number of daily border arrests surpasses 2,500 over a week. Currently, US government statistics suggest the figures are far higher than this, with an average of 4,300 daily arrests at the Mexican border back in April. The ban will only be paused when arrests drop below an average of 1,500 per day for 3 weeks. For context, figures this low have not been seen since during the COVID-19 pandemic. Anyway, the move also reflects Biden's tougher approach to migration as the November election draws closer. Republican candidate Donald Trump has already vowed a hardline crackdown if elected, stating that people in the US illegally were, quote, poisoning the blood of our country. However, while rolling out the policy, Biden criticised Trump's comments, saying, "I will never demonize immigrants." He said the measure would help the US gain control of our border and restore order in the process. Back to developments in Palestine now, where, as part of a wider effort to put international pressure on Israel to end the war, another European country has followed Ireland, Spain, and Norway in recognising Palestine as an independent state. Slovenia's parliament yesterday approved the recognition of an independent Palestinian state and rejected proposals to call for a referendum on the issue. Slovenian Prime Minister Robert Golob wrote on the government's X account that in recognising Palestine, we're sending hope to the Palestinian people in the West Bank and Gaza. Other Balkan countries in the region who have already recognised Palestine include Serbia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Montenegro and Albania. So the next question seems to be, which other European countries will move to recognise Palestine? Well, Denmark and Switzerland have ruled out recognition, so we can count them out. But there are other European countries, namely France, who are also mulling over the idea. In our uplifting story today, we feature 5-year-old Jordan Marotta, who last week became the youngest person ever to receive a bionic arm. Jordan was born without a left hand, revealed by a pregnancy scan at 20 weeks, with no specific medical cause. When he began asking why his hand had not grown back, his mother Ashley approached a UK-based prosthetics company called Open Prosthetics. At first, she was told that Jordan was likely too young to receive a mechanical limb, but following a successful trial, the company fitted him with a bionic arm, covered by health insurance. Jordan, who is overjoyed with his Iron Man-style arm, said, "It's really fun and it's cool. I like to play with the hand and make it open and close." That's not the end of the story though, and if you want to continue learning more, then check out Nebula News. Nebula News is our joint venture with Nebula, where the TLDR team curates a selection of videos that matter most in the world right now. No more feeling out of touch or not knowing what to say at events. On Nebula News, we help guide you through the news that matters most, using videos from a huge variety of creators, helping you find stories that matter and avoiding burnout. It's not just curated news content brought to you directly by us. Nebula also features loads of exclusive original content. That's things like Real Life Law's brand new series War Room, which every month runs you through a whole load of ongoing conflicts, keeping you in the loop. You can also watch every TLDR video on Nebula ad-free, and in many instances before they land on YouTube. Now, if you're already subscribed to Nebula, you can find the brand new Nebula News section at nebula.tv/news. And be sure to bookmark or save that link so you can use it as your TLDR-ified news homepage. If you're not a member already, then click the link in the description to sign up now. If you do, you'll get 40% off an annual plan by using our link. That's less than £2 a month. Plus, Nebula will know that you came from us, which really helps us out.